Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. A couple of disclaimers. Firstly, I do have a slight speech impediment that may not come across very clear. If it doesn't and you are confused about anything I say, please feel free to message me. Secondly, I am based in the UK, so some of the words and phrases that I may use may come across differently in other countries, or you again may not understand what I say, or it may have different meaning in your country. Please again feel free to message me about that. So I'm doing a series of videos around well-being, weight loss, mental health, maybe one or two about cats because I'm obsessed, and advice and tips really. If you watched my first reel, it's the only one I've done up to now, you will see that I've lost around 12 stone. So in America, I think that would be around 140 pounds. I didn't do this fast. It's been a 3-year process and I still have 3 stones to go. So again, in America or other countries use different units, that would probably be around 36 pounds maybe. It sounds a lot, but when you've already lost 140, I'm getting there. So I've had loads of people recently especially ask me, what do I do in my weight loss journey? What exercise do I do? What food do I eat? What plan do I follow? And do I incorporate anything else to help me in this process? Because as you probably all have experienced, you can be on plan, on a healthy plan. You can be exercising and still the weight is stubborn. I've had months like that and it is very frustrating. So what do I do in those months? And how do I keep the motivation up? Because when you have a lot of weight to lose and it's hundreds of pounds, how do you keep going? Because £1 a week, £2 a week seems so little in comparison to what's there. All I can say is pounds build up, and I'll get to a video around that, around mental health and the absolute importance it plays in any form of change in your life, be it weight loss, be it starting a new career. Mental health is vitally important. So this video though, I keep getting asked a lot, what kind of exercise do I do? So don't eye roll me. This is a video on my experience of exercise. So at the beginning of my weight loss journey, I couldn't walk. I couldn't do the stairs. That was a big no. And I am not over exaggerating when I say I couldn't do the stairs. I could walk 50 foot before I would stop, need to sit down and cry. The pain in my back and in my legs and just all over, pain was terrible. And it was compounded by the fact that I also have an autoimmune disease. So I have autoimmune thyroiditis. You can get a lot of joint ache with that. And I'm sure there's a lot of you watching who also suffer with autoimmune diseases or chronic illnesses that can give widespread joint pain. So I struggled with walking and weight was just overbearing with this process. So I started my journey slowly walking. I would walk them 50 foot, I would rest, and then I would walk another 50 foot, and I would build this up over days and months. It would take months for the pain to start to shift. Please listen to me when I say that. And for all those, I have seen many videos of health fanatics and people coming online and saying, it's easy to go to the gym. It's easy to lose weight. I just put on weight to lose it in 3 months or something like that, without really looking at the nuance of weight loss. Everyone is different. Even in the sports that we choose, yes, we'll get a group who do football, a group who do dancing, but the way the exercise impacts on the body has many confounding factors. Diseases is one of them. If you have arthritis, your response to that exercise is going to be different to someone else that doesn't. You need to find a pattern for you. So, back to my story. Walking was something that I started with, and walking was beneficial for me because I could put my headphones in, I could put music on that made me feel good, or heavy metal angry music when I need to shout a lot internally, and walk. And it also numbed the pain a bit. So I found walking was the best thing for me to start with. Every time I did try to go to the gym, for me personally, I struggled because weight for me affected me socially. So I spent many years isolated, completely isolated from people. I am planning on going back to the gym. I'm at that weight loss in my journey where I feel I need to start building up some strength now. I stripped a lot of weight and I do like the gym. I just I'm struggling socially, and it doesn't help if there are people out there who are bullying overweight people in the gym. That has a wide effect on everybody. So if you are one of them, please stop doing it. Secondly, I built up my weight loss. I built up my walking by month. So I'll walk further and further and further. And yes, if I was in pain, I would sit. I would rest 5-10 minutes, but I would continue that process because I figured out very early on that it took many years to put this weight on. So it's equally going to take time to take it off. So I knew that I'm going to have to go slow, find a routine that I could consistently stick to. I think there's a key there in consistently. So I could walk most days. I started out making small changes. I would walk the kids to school, which is a good 1.5 miles, which maybe to other people don't sound that much, but when you are chronically obese, a 1.5 miles is effing awesome. So take whatever you can get in terms of walking. So walking to the shop, if it's for just small bits instead of taking the car. I hear a lot of people say park further away from bus stops or tram stop. In this country we have trams. Incorporating walking into your daily kind of routine. What that looked like for me was literally walking the kids to school, walking to the shops. Now that's easier, maybe easier in UK because we're smaller, things are more local. Whether that's good or bad for weight loss, I don't know, but walking is easy here. I did go as far as giving up my car. I now no longer drive a car. I am completely engrossed now in walking, and I can walk miles a day now comfortably with headphones on. I find being in my own world helps me socially. So that would be my advice. Take it slow. If you are overweight or you have chronic diseases, illnesses, it's going to take time. It's going to hurt. Please make sure that you check yourself with the doctors or anything, that this is something that you can do. And don't be hard on yourself. There's a key in that. If some days you can't do it, there were some days I couldn't do it. There were days I'd been on bed rest. The fatigue was too bad. Go with those days. Give it to yourself as a rest day, because that's also equally important, because we're not just talking about physical health here, we're talking about mental health. So give yourself that day as a rest day, and then when you begin to feel better, slowly get back to walking. And never mind what other people think as you're walking. If it's easier, like me, shoving headphones. If I didn't do that, I think I would have had a lot of problems with people. Headphones protect them and myself. So yeah, that's my advice on exercise. Like I said, I am thinking going back to the gym. If there are people out there who could advise me on kind of what that looks like for a 3 stone, trying to still lose 3 stones, I would appreciate that. But yeah, good luck. Love yourself first. I know people say that, but it does start with loving yourself first. And what that looks like is listening to your own body and listening to your own mind, and not listening to other people's, whatever they say about what you should and should not be doing. If you are moving, if you are mobile, whatever that looks like, you are doing a good job. So keep it up. Love you guys.